Holy mother of schnitzel, that was pretty intense trading today. Had my biggest loss of the challenge, which isn't fine, but it happens. I really did not cut my losses quick enough on this one. I wanted to cut my losses right under $8, and I didn't. I don't know why. I kind of hesitated a little bit too long. Usually I get out of a loss like in the first 5, 10, 15 seconds. The second, it's even if I'm like a little 1, 2% profitable, I'm pretty quick with cutting losses. This time I just wasn't. I don't know why I held on. I really have no good reason for it, but we're gonna check it out in the charts in a little bit. And one good thing though that happened is we had another opportunity, same setup, same support line bounce, my favorite pattern, and we nailed this one. So that was a really, really nice one. I could have probably been a bit more aggressive on my share size on the second one, but today wasn't that bad of a day. Actually, it wasn't even as bad as yesterday. Yesterday was really the annoying one when our internet turned off during a live trade. So yeah, today, whatever. We lost one, we got one. One of our bigger gainers actually today as well. So it was a pretty sweet day. It's just that first one, I should have just cut my losses quicker, and today could have been a green day, but instead, it's kind of like a medium loss day, which is cool after being down quite significantly. So let's go over to the charts and check it out. Yikes. What was that today? Was I completely like frozen? I don't know. Losses are okay, I always say, but big losses aren't. And today was really one of those big losses. So we're going to review this trade in a little bit. But first, let me quickly pull up my current TradeJournal Google Sheets to show you guys what's been going on here. So in October, we didn't start the challenge yet, and I was just playing around with a bunch of small caps. And then I was holding this one thing for like 4 or 5 days. And that's when we had this really big loss. And then I was like, in October, I didn't really get into trading small caps yet. But then I was like, okay, well, I want to do something that gives me a lot of freedom and something that I can just focus on for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours tops, and then be done for the day. And that's when I started doing a little bit more research into the gap and go strategy and, incorporating my favorite strategy, the support line bounce. And that's when in November, I was like, all right, we're going to do a small count challenge. I'm not going to hold anything overnight. I'm not going to do, just random stuff. I have a very specific strategy I'm going to do. And ever since then in November, we've been building up our account really, really nicely. And we're just back about, over breaking even now, after really kind of 3 months, but I guess you can say really 2 months since we officially started the challenge. In theory, we've been profitable because we started the challenge right around here. So ever since then, we are consistently, taking our profits, cutting our losses very quickly. Everything's been really going good. We don't have any of these, big losses because we don't hold anything overnight. I sleep like a baby. It's been amazing, and I really couldn't be happier about the challenge. It's been going a little bit slow because we're trading with obviously very tiny account sizes, and every month was kind of had like their theme to it. Every month was so far, or I guess, the last 2 months. In November, it was proper allocation. I was doing horrible account allocation on my trades. And then month 2 was, or December, I guess you can say, was really, trying a few different things, trying a little bit of pre-market, made some mistakes there, but it's okay. I think, I love watching pre-market and really getting comfortable before the market opens and just kind of finding my groove. It's helped me a lot. And, everything's looking really, really good. If you just come over to the portfolio and come down here, this is where we at right now. So this is December. So in December, Wednesday, we were $20 away from being totally profitable on the month. And you can see it right here. If we go back to the chart, we were right here, $20 profitable. Then we had that ridiculous loss, kind of for no reason, $148. Now this was 2 trades. The first loss was like, what was 110, and the second loss was about $30. And then today, we had an $180 loss, the biggest loss I've took so far since starting the challenge. But then we had a $110 profit. So this whole week was a little shaky. I started this week super clean, super consistent. I loved everything about it. And then, the holidays happened. I was always at a lot of events. There was a lot going on. And I think I kind of lost my groove a little bit. Even today, I was like really tired. And I probably just should have just not traded yesterday and today. But I mean, this is how you get better. You got to make mistakes to get better. And what I like to see though is just this constant progress. So if we go over to the day trades, you can see here, I still need to talk about, the lesson and the opening comments on these two. But, the first trade, we took a 14% loss. This was a big loss. Even the trade HSDT, which was like a tremendously ridiculous trade because this is where the internet died on us, wasn't even that bad of a loss as this one. And it's just because I don't know, like I didn't get out of this trade quick enough, and we're going to review it in the charts in a little bit. But, it was the same trade as the second one we did, same setup, the support line bounce. And this one, we got out quickly and it was perfect. The trade went our way. So it was, constantly moving up. And then the second there was weakness, I got out of the trade. Actually, this was almost a perfect entry, perfect exit. But this one, we got into the trade, it was looking all right, then the bounce was weak, and I should have got out, which I always do. I've been getting really good at getting out of these trades, and then for some reason this one I held a little bit longer, so there's nothing I can really blame it on, right? I mean, this time the internet didn't die. I think I just have to realize that I was not fully on my A game today, and I even said that on the beginning of the watch list, when we were building the watch list on the live stream. I was like, I should really be calm today, because I'm a little tired today. I wasn't really feeling it, but then I still jumped into this trade and I didn't cut my losses quickly. Crazy. So, I got to, I guess, learn a little bit more about myself, and it doesn't look like we're going to get over that, break even point this month unless we have some blow away trade Monday or Tuesday, but I want to put that pressure on myself. So it looks like January is when we're going to start being profitable, on this small account, but overall in the challenge, we already are profitable just because I'm not doing all these random things. I have a very clear strategy, and consistently we've been able to have more wins than losses. And even if we didn't have more wins than losses, just, getting rid of these big losers, like we did right here in the beginning, this was really ridiculous, 55% loss. So, if we didn't have this trade, let's just say it's not closed, so it doesn't get calculated in the statistics. You can see our average wins are very close to our average losses. So I just need to work on letting the winners maybe run a little bit more, getting a little bit more aggressive on those first pullbacks, because those are the ones you can have those 10, 20, 30% gains on. And even though, we're not really looking for home run trades, we're just looking for really, consistent, basic kind of trades, those 7, 8, 9% bounces. Now, if we get a 20% because it's really, really bullish, that's great, but I'm not going to be shooting for those because I like to just consistently take our profits, and that's what's been working so far. So, today was just like one of those, really questionable moves on my end. Like, why did I do that? So let's go to the charts and review that now. Alrighty, back to the charts here. So if you guys want to know what we were trading today, just go and watch the first part of live stream, because that is where I always go over the watch list. Now, actually, I just thought about it. The watch list did freeze twice today. I have no idea why. A little bit annoying that we've been having live stream issues, but I think it actually cut out some of the parts where I talked about the watch list. So very quickly, I'll talk about it now. We were looking at PT really nicely in the $92 million market cap range. Shares outstanding about 38 million. We were looking at XRF, but XRF didn't look like it was going to be doing much, since it had, kind of a big pullback pre-market, or not a big pullback, but just, in general, kind of not a lot of volume, not a lot of attention. And, it was kind of the big runner the day before. Plus, it didn't have any new news. We were looking at VRNA, again, really nice market cap, 95 million, 13 million shares outstanding. This is the one we're going to be talking about. We're looking at SAVA as well, 71 million market cap, 17 million shares outstanding, but there wasn't a lot of news on this one. This one's kind of pulling back already. Potential little dip buys here, but again, not really that interesting. And then FCEL, this one could have been something to trade today, especially as it started pulling up to the upside. I just didn't like the pricing on this one, and I also didn't like the fact that it had a bunch of shares outstanding, 200 million shares outstanding. It's kind of a a large amount, much more than the 4 to 20 million that we're typically looking for. So again, I kind of had my pause off of this one. Going back to VRNA, let's look what this little bad boy did. So we ran up here, started pre-market around 6.44, and this one 46%. Rally so far to the upside, and then on this was looking really good. I really like this area pre-market, and I was really thinking about getting into it because This is kind of like one of those first pullbacks. So I wish, we broke out here. Where is it? We broke out past 850, right? Then we had a nice little healthy pullback, and the price kind of continued to find some support in here, and then it started rallying right here before the market opened. So this is where I probably should have entered, because that fits our strategy perfectly. If you guys have any questions about this strategy, check out the $25,000 challenge video, where I talk about our strategy pretty in-depthly. Anyway, continues running. Huge break to the upside here. Has this quick pullback. This could have been the second pullback that we could have traded, and then it ran against 17%. So that would have been the 2 trades. Boom, right out of the gate. Boom, done. Like that should have been what we did. But then, it's a little slow today. I was like, I don't really know if I want to trade. So we waited for this pullback. We waited for this pullback. And then boom, on this second pullback, I was like, all right, I like this. Let me enter here. And we entered around 8.44, so a little higher. I was looking for this support line to hold and then maybe a little reversal. We had a little bounce back up, and then it was really weak. I should have got out there, took my 2-3% loss, moved on, been like, whatever. But no, I held it to here, 7.5, really sketchy. I thought we were going to get a really big rebound. Didn't happen. I should have got out here at like 7.5, which is kind of my goal. But then it cracked again, went to like 7.3 or something like that. And then I said, join the ask. We got out pretty much right away after that at 7.24, which unfortunately is almost near the all-time low of the day. So daily low at 7. So 711 was the low. So yeah, we got out a little bit above that. I don't know. I don't really know what to say there. There was just really poor trading on my end, and I guess some days they're gonna be like that. Then I went ahead, ended the live stream, because the live stream I should have ended right around here at about 10 o'clock. I don't even know why I continued the live stream so much. I thought, whatever, it's Friday, we'll just chill a little bit. I should just stick to my rules, because every time I break my rules, something bad happens usually. At first I thought, I was like, okay, am I over trading right now? Because I wanted to get right back in. I was like, is this revenge trading? But then it wasn't. We're here at about $7.50. Huge support in this area, huge lower end support in this area. And then, we're starting to break to the upside. And when I noticed there's a lot of momentum building here, I was like, okay, I'm going to get into this. 7.5, I think, is exactly where our entry was. And then we rode this one to the upside. I mean, pretty decent entry, 7.49, I think it was. And then we sold right near the top here. So this was a pretty good trade, about 8%. I'm pretty happy with this one. The reason I sold is because the buying was just weak. It just kept on trying to, break to the upside, but it was never like, ooh, there's a big fat order, or like, there's nothing really in the order book that got me super excited. If we had one more trade, I would have traded right here. I was watching this the whole time, and I was like, oh man, I really wish we had one more trade, because I like the support we're seeing in this area. I would have bought on maybe a pullback here, and right now it's already up 10, 11%. So this would have been the second trade I wanted to do today. So, if I don't get those first 2 trades in the market open, I just need to be way more calm. I got to understand, these big reversals aren't going to happen maybe till like 10, 15, 10:30 a lot of the time. So, I should have just been really chill. I kind of try to get onto it too quickly. Our entry was at 10:10. Could have easily waited a little bit longer, and I don't know. Today happened. So we had our biggest loser of the month, but we also had one of our top winners. The other winner was about like an 8.4%. So it wasn't our biggest winner, but it was, I think, our second biggest winner of the month. So I really need to tighten up my stops. And I sometimes, especially if it's like these first pullbacks right here, or a second pullback, especially the first pullback, I need to let them run a little bit longer, because I usually take profits too quickly on the pullbacks, the first pullbacks. And these support line bounces, I'm doing them almost perfect every time. I feel like I have a really good grasp with these support line bounces, but the first and second pullbacks is something that I think I'm going to need like another month to really kind of like nail. But after that, I think we're going to be sailing into the sunset, or should I say we're going to be riding into the sunset. So I'm really looking forward to the challenge progressing. We're on our second green month, and as long as we have nothing catastrophic Monday or Tuesday, I think today or this month, we can end this month, our best month yet. And, Just gotta move on. All right, guys, have a phenomenal start to your weekend, rest of your Friday. I'll see you again first thing on Monday to trade the opening bell. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Till next time, guys. Ciao, ciao.